Today, I want to talk about the students who should increase their star levels and some skill level up recommendations. The first one is Tsubaki. She could get shards from events in the Japanese server. Now they don't do that event anymore. So the only way to increase her star is from eligma shop. Tsubaki is definitely worthy of investing as she is the most versatile tank. First of all, let's talk about the X skill. It is generally to increase the defense and then the range of taunt. This is particularly useful, not only can improve the survival rate of your damage dealers, it can also interrupt the enemy's skills. The only drawback is that the cost is a little high. Then his second skill is very strong as well, but it only triggers when her HP is low. It is easy to get controlled and instantly killed. This skill is enough to use in the campaign at level 1. If you don't play PvP heavily, I don't recommend leveling this skill up. The third skill is a very simple defense increase. And then its fourth skill is to decrease incoming damage while refilling. In fact, this skill is moderate, because her refill time is very fast. Not recommended to level up in the early game. In the current meta, increasing her star level to 3 stars is enough to use. If you want to play PvP a little more, you can increase her to 4 star, but not recommended. Let us talk about her skill level up. In the early game, level 1 X skill is enough for general use. If you want to use her in PvP, I recommend increasing to level 3. Then the second skill you just need to increase to level 4 in the early game as the resources is limited. In the late stage, it is more recommended to increase to level 7. The same for its passive. Level 4 for the early stage. In the late stage, level 7. For the last skill, it is fine to keep it at level 1. The next student I want to talk about is Sarika. Her damage is particularly high although she is a 2-star student. When dealing with a group of enemies, you just need to use her 2-cost X skill. She can clear the enemies very quickly. Also, her laughs are easy to obtain in the hard missions. It is very easy to increase her star level. If you don't have good explosive type students, I recommend you to increase her to 3 even 4 star as her damage is very high. Next, I would like to mention some students who are considered as godlike students in many guides. For those godlike students, I recommend you only increase to 4 star unless you want to be the top 1 in the total assault damage ranking. So for free to play and low spenders, 4 star is enough. There is no power spike from 4 star to 5 star and there is no enhancement for her skills. But the cost for increasing to 5 star is extremely high. So the first godlike student I recommend to 4 stars is Iore. Although her shards can be obtained in chapter 14, your account is probably level 50. So if you want to raise her star in the early game, you still have to use eligma shop. She is one of the top 2 choices to have when you reroll. Her single target attack is just as strong as her sick AoE attack. Hibiki is another godlike student to have. However, I highly recommend raising her skill level first. Not very beneficial to increase her star level first. You can 4-star her in the late game for more damage output though. I recommend increasing her X skill to level 3 in the early game. You will have a better experience with everything. Increase the 4th skill until level 7 whenever you can. The next student I want to talk about is Aru. She is actually good to use at 3 star. The reason is that her X skill is not used very commonly in total assault. Most of the time, she just needs to auto attack. The damage difference is quite small between 3 star and 4 star. Because we won't use her X skill in the total assault, there is no need to increase her X skill and 4th skill. The next student I want to talk about is Hani. She is not very useful in the early and mid game. She is mainly for extreme total assault events. That is probably 4 months later. That is it for today's video. I will update this topic when new students are released. If you want me to make any specific video you are interested in, please leave your comment below. Peace out.